Hey there everybody, Son of Terra 92 here, and you're watching a science epic video log. Recently, I've been getting into something that some of you out there might or might not know about. Lately, I've become interested in the Japanese mecha anime series Mobile Suit Gundam. The series itself has got a lot of depth to it, with many interesting themes and plot lines throughout the story. And then there are the mobile suits themselves, towering bipedal humanoid war machines capable of laying waste to entire cities, piloted by the next stage of human evolution, the so-called new types. Well, looking past the violence and the harsh realities of future conflict, there's actually one prevailing theme of Gundam that emerges throughout all of its alternate timelines. This is none other than the theme of humanity's march into outer space. One of the most recent additions to the Gundam series is the Gundam Unicorn OVA, which kicks off with a speech by the Prime Minister of Earth at the beginning of what is known as Universal Century. It is the beginning of a new age as humanity begins to move its burgeoning population into outer space and create a new destiny of peace among the stars. The event is so significant that the Universal Century timeline replaces the old dating system of Anno Domini, or the Common Era, the timeline that we live in. What I want to take the time to ask here is, what does it mean for a civilization to become spacefaring and explore the stars? What is it like to leave this cradle that we first grew up on, where our race went through its infancy and adolescence? Many people have asked this question before. Some have dedicated their entire line of work towards finding a way to leave Earth. They know that this sphere would eventually become too small for all of us. The only solution is to seek other worlds in the cosmic ocean. How we will get there requires vast amounts of resources and a collective effort from not only one but all nations. The journey itself would be long and arduous, marked with periodic failures and moments of catastrophe along the way. However, the human spirit has shown to be very resilient, as well as persistent in the past. If the journey isn't challenging, then the destination is meaningless. We aren't so much leaving as we are returning. Remember that it is scientific fact that all the elements in our body were first formed in space. The call of the open road is more of an invitation to return to our cosmic origins. Just like the seafaring pioneers of old, the oceans were as much a part of them as the blood coursing through their veins. They did not fear the oceans, but embraced them as a frontier. It tested them, in turn making them stronger. The great oceans of Earth were their calling, and now for a people, generations in the future, the heavens are ours. The stars beckon. Back to the original question. What does it mean to leave home and unshackle ourselves from the chains of gravity that hold us to our terrestrial domains? What would it be like to continue our hereditary instincts of wandering far beyond the sphere of Earth? Before we take a look at what the future might bring, let's start by observing where we have been. Our first foray into the cosmic ocean began with an unmanned space probe named Sputnik 1, a mass of 83.6 kilograms capable of achieving an orbital period of 96.2 minutes, traveling at 29,000 kilometers per hour. A first of its kind. But it was still not enough. Years would pass before one of us would make a fateful voyage, riding on a plume of fire in a rocket called Vostok 1. For 108 minutes, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin would orbit the Earth at 27,400 kilometers per hour, ushering in a new age of space exploration, human spaceflight. The Americans were quick to get the message, sparked by President Kennedy's 1961 address to Congress. The challenge proposed was to set foot on a new world before the decade was out. It wasn't the spirit of inquiry that catalyzed the greatest journey ever to be made by humans. It was fear of dominance and inferiority to foreign powers that set course for history to be made. Within the span of 8 years after the first human went into space, NASA was able to develop, test, and field an effective delivery system that would carry 3 men 250,000 miles to the moon. Their work would come into fruition on July 20th, 1969. It was the farthest from home that those three men would ever go, the farthest that anyone would ever go. There have been no more lunar landings since that period between 1969 and 1971. Sure, we've sent unmanned probes to Mars and Saturn and built somewhat of a home in space, but never again would any celestial body be visited by our presence. That's not to say we haven't made any progress. By leaps and bounds, we've been gathering information on our cosmic neighbors. Odyssey, Cassini, Pathfinder, and Magellan have become names synonymous with the capture of breathtaking images. And let's not forget Hubble, a human invention that has become an integral part of not only the scientific community, but also everyday individuals. Hubble has expanded humanity's horizons into realms far beyond our imagination, into the deep field, a place we could someday visit given the necessary amount of time and effort. One might wonder, what is the point of this meticulous innovation, continuous experimentation, and bold exploration, if not for national prestige? Our endeavors to reach the stars have allowed us to view our world through different eyes. From high up in Earth orbit, gone are the respective colors of national standards and borders drawn to distinguish provinces. Gone are the petty squabbles between ethnic groups over territory. From space, the place we call home is but another celestial wanderer in the vast cosmic ocean. Perhaps this is why space exploration is commonly embraced as a joint endeavor, bringing together nations from both East and West and allowing us to look past our differences in the quest for greener pastures. Just like the explorers of old, in search of the new world, we could be set to sail into space not for any materialistic gains, but for continuing our existence and securing the ensuing survival of the human race. This planet grows too small for the whole family, and just like the herds of animals incessantly searching for sustenance on the biosphere of Great Terra, we too must go on exodus. Mother Earth cannot support all of us forever. Where would we go to? Many places in the universe are as inhospitable as they are awe-inspiring. From the frozen rock of Pluto, the runaway greenhouse effect of Venus, to the ice rings of Saturn, one might think we weren't welcome. But therein lies the challenge, a challenge we must accept to ensure that the legacy of humanity lives on. We currently live in a crossroads in time. Never before has our technology allowed us to peer into the realm of the impossible and explore worlds previously out of reach. We go about our daily lives knowing that the same technology that is capable of making us masters of the environment is also capable of destroying what we had worked so hard to build. Wherever the path leads us to in our destiny among the stars, let's not forget this pale blue dot called Earth as the place in which our story began. All the more reason to treasure it in this era. For now, the only home we have, this is where we make our stand.